This episode of the Purple Tie Radio Show is brought to you by Fave Geek, home of your favorite geeks, and by the Purple Tie, where we inspire success. Well, on tonight's episode of the Purple Tie Radio Show, we talk quirks that make you successful, burnout, and technology. Who needs it? That's all ahead on the Purple Tie Radio Show. Well, good evening and welcome to the Purple Tie Radio Show. I am your host, Robert Martin, simplification specialist and business therapist.
And I'm your co-host, Blake Singleton, the tech guy.
Only one thing?
Only one thing.
Lazy.
Tech guy and expert of all things technology.
That's the same.
I know. You said two things, though.
Wow. You know, some people can only do one well.
Well, I figure...
And then there's you.
I figure... if I'm going to specialize on something, it should be something I'm good at.
Oh, so burnout.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to bring up burnout was because we've just come back from holiday after holiday after holiday, and now it's like work. You got work, and that's it.
And it's so cold outside, you freeze parts of your anatomy off.
It's true.
It really is true.
It's very true.
It's supposed to be 19 degrees tonight. Now, I know, Renee and all those, northerners are like, you southern people don't know how to drive in the snow. Well, that's because we shouldn't have it.
It's true. I am 4 hours north of the Gulf of Mexico.
I am 4 hours north of the beach.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have snow. Period. Ever.
I am bordering the lower part of North America, and I am having to worry about snow.
Okay,
this is not.
Here, let me just sum this up real quick. We're real close to Florida.
Yeah,
we can drive there. A buddy of mine posted a picture on Facebook this morning when I was trolling Facebook, and he bought a new truck. Yeah. That's not what it was though. But they got the first dusting of snow, and he's like, got the first dusting of snow, and I thought, you can keep it. You can keep all the snow.
I have lived in Alabama going on 14 years now, and of the 14 years I've been here, there have been three winters where we got snow so thick that I couldn't leave my house.
Okay, so now. And we're not talking like this last snowstorm that we got. We're not talking, hey, there was a dusting. No, there was like
2 feet of snow.
There was a lot of snow.
And that's a lot for Alabama.
But, we just got the torrential downpour of rain that was Christmas. Good job.
I'm breaking everything, sorry.
Tearing up the studio. But we got the torrential downpour at Christmas. We got 184% of total rainfall for December.
The year.
For the year
in December.
Yeah. So, it's amazing at the amount of rain that we got. And then, now we were shorts and short sleeves and, having fun outside.
That was the middle of December. Right?
Yes, December. And just so you know, my dog has full reins. She doesn't feel well today, so she can do whatever she wants to do.
She's going in for surgery Tuesday.
Yep, Tuesday. She is.
So the day after this airs, she's going to be.
Yes. So if you
getting surgery,
if you believe, say a little prayer that she comes through it okay, because she's a little bitty dog, and they're doing a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, they are.
They're doing a lot of stuff to this little dog.
But see, this all ties back into burnout because she
will be burned out. After
no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you because you had.
Oh my God.
Okay, so in the studio, just the studio. We're not talking about your other two businesses. Just the studio. Nope. You've had in the past 2-3 weeks. It went from 70-degree weather to almost freezing.
Yep.
Or past freezing.
Yep.
You have almost been flooded out.
Yep. Almost flooded on Christmas. My heater broke on
New Year's.
New Year's.
And then this past Friday.
Oh, we don't even want to talk about the roof leaking.
Oh, that's right. The roof
was leaking.
Yeah, the roof was leaking because of the torrential downpours. Yeah. And then this Friday, you thought your dog's private parts had exploded.
Well, I thought she was going to die. I really did. I walked in from working out in the garage for a little while, and there was blood just everywhere. And we're not talking about, she's spotting. No, we're talking like she's bleeding out.
Like, she ruined the carpet in lots of places.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rip the carpet up. I wanted hardwood floors anyway, so hardwood, here we come.
So, but now you've got all of that to deal with on top of your
And we don't want to talk about
businesses.
money. Like,
Yeah,
we don't even
money's-
want to talk about how much money all this is. You know, granted, the flood didn't cost anything, but the AC, you know,
The roof.
$500, the roof $250, the dog, who knows, $600-700.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one thing right after another, and it's like I'm just burned out. I'm ready just to stick my head in the sand and say the heck with it all.
And on top of all of that, you had the staffing changes at Fave Geek in the middle of December.
Oh, God.
Which has ruined everyone's schedule, that you've had to reschedule everyone,
Well, and
including myself.
It's ruined. You can just forget about free time.
There is none.
There's none.
No free time at all. So I would like to...
I was taking a little sip of coffee there.
I would like to discuss some things that you do. I've got a list of about, let's see, I guess it's 6 things that you can do at work to alleviate burnout.
I need to know those.
But I'd like to introduce a 7th, which we've talked about before, but I'll just reiterate, okay? So,
Okay. It's easy.
Okay. All right. So, number 1 is work with purpose, meaning don't do busy work. Don't do frivolous stuff. Don't. The one thing that I used to always get whenever I worked fast food was if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean, right?
Right.
At the time, it seemed like busy work, but it's really important for you
It's
to
a purpose.
realize, that there is a purpose behind you
That
cleaning.
restaurant has to be clean in case the health inspector walks in, or I don't know, a customer.
Yeah, you don't want a customer to get sick because it's dirty. That's
Yeah.
something that's not okay.
Yeah, I've eaten bad shrimp at a Chinese place before, and
A couple times.
it's not good.
I avoid
Man,
shrimp.
I avoid coconut, and I love coconut shrimp. Love coconut shrimp. Love it. And I can't stand to get it anywhere I go because I'm afraid I'm going to get sick.
Well, the problem is that shrimp has such a short shelf life.
I'm learning to make it at home. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
It's like some coconut milk and some white stuff and some sesame seeds, some shrimp. Maybe I'll just hire somebody to come in and cook it for me. Like, hey, make it coconut shrimp that y'all make at the buffet. When I say buffet, but I haven't been to a buffet in, God.
Well,
the last time I had a buffet was when I thought I was going to flood out at Christmas and there was nowhere to eat and no food to be found.
That was, but before
And
then,
I didn't eat off of a buffet.
No,
I just
we
got
got it to
a
go.
box and just took it.
Where did we go before? When's the last time we actually went to a buffet?
I don't know. I call them feeding troughs now.
They are feeding troughs.
Well, I mean, think about it. You got little kids
I remember
sneezing
when.
in it.
I remember when. 4 years ago, we were at
4 years ago.
Yes, we were coming back from. It was a Christmas trip up to Franklin, and we stopped at Golden Corral.
Oh my God. That Golden Corral was where death happened.
Yeah,
I mean, old people went there to die.
it's
Waiting in line. And then it was nasty.
Yeah.
And the food wasn't good. And it was dirty. And people had bad attitudes. I realize it's Christmas. And I know you probably don't want to work. But it's Christmas. Be nice.
all of my family lives in North Carolina, and all of your family's gone.
All my family's dead. Other than
So-
my sister. And I don't really claim her.
Well, half sister, but we headed up to Franklin for our annual "Get the Heck Away from Everyone"
Yep.
pity party.
Well, you have no family down here. I have no family left. So inevitably, somebody is like, "Oh, you poor thing. Come over and I'll feed you."
Yeah, no, I don't
need to be fed.
I don't need to be fed, so I go up to Tennessee.
I'm a large dude. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I go up to Tennessee and I just hotel room and
Netflix and chill.
No, not Netflix. Do you know what Netflix and chill means?
No.
It's a really thinly veiled euphemism for sex.
Boy, that doesn't happen up there.
No, what I was going to say was I used to go up there to go to the Aloft. They had this really nice bar, and we would just sit at the bar and
Chill.
and watch TV.
Amazing
and,
the people you meet at the Aloft whenever you're just up there chilling.
yeah.
I still to this day don't really know who Yo Gotti is, but apparently his manager knows me quite well because we downed a bottle of Crown together.
Yeah, y'all did. That was an interesting night.
A whole bottle of Crown. Yes, it was.
All right,
but
so
burnout. We're talking about burnout. That will solve it. Just so you know.
Man, that side tangent went for a minute. Okay, so you need to perform a job analysis and make sure that you're not doing somebody else's job in addition to your own.
Now, how does that work in a small business?
Well, in a small business, you have, even though you're doing multiple roles at once, you still have defined roles. So make sure that you're not doing stuff that other people are supposed to be doing. For example, if you are, let's say, for example, that you're ordering parts for Fave Geek, okay? There's 6 of us. Let's say that you're ordering parts and doing RMAs, and you're working in the computer department, and you're answering the phones, and you're going up front. Somebody
needs to step up and do something.
Somebody needs to step up and do one of those things or 2 of those things. Like the manager's supposed to be ordering parts and doing RMAs. One of the other technicians can answer the phones while you're going up front. It's one of those things. Define your roles better.
Yeah, make sure that you're not doing
everybody's job. And that leads into number 3. Give to others. Delegate. Make sure that you are not...
Man, I'm bad at that.
You are. You love to micromanage.
I can't stand delegate. I would rather... I hand address all my own envelopes.
Yes, you do.
That's probably why I'm burned out.
The second part of to give to others is actually give to others. Make sure that you help them in some small way. It makes you feel better whenever you help others, even if you get no compensation in return.
Yeah, that's true. I'll say that's true.
Number 4 is take control, meaning take control of your autonomy at work. Make sure that you are not being overseen by someone at all times. Somebody's constantly looking over your shoulder, constantly.
Well, that'd be me. I'm constantly looking over people's shoulder. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You ever work for a customer and they just like breathe on the nape of your neck and you're just like, look, sit Netflix and chill, apparently. And you need to back off while I do your work or I'm going to charge you double.
I was actually working on something this past Friday, and the person's laptop that I was working on pulled up a chair and sat right behind me and watched me the entire time.
I'd have been like, okay, that's going to be double.
You know, he's a good guy. I've worked for him for a long time, and I don't mind whenever he asks me questions, but this is the first time he's ever been like, well, okay, what are you doing? Can you explain to me what you're doing? I was like, well... Yes, but you're not going to understand.
You're paying me by the hour, so it's going to take a little while.
The other problem is he just won't understand. He doesn't have the knowledge of tech support. He doesn't need to. That's what I'm there for.
Isn't he a doctor of some kind?
Oh, no. He was a former 911 director.
Oh.
All right, so number 5 is exercise regularly, which we've sort of dropped off from, but trying to restart.
I'm going to the gym after this show, matter of fact.
And
actually, when this airs, I'll probably be
at the gym,
coming home from the gym or at the gym.
Yeah.
So,
and number 6 is learn to manage stress, and it goes through lots of different ways, down to breathing techniques and meditation, that sort of thing. But I told you I wanted to add number 7, and this one's specifically for you. Hobbies. Get a hobby. Because you did.
Yes, I did. I got a hobby. And we talk about it a lot, so I won't really talk about it. But
but it helps you manage your stress. It really does.
It does. It's amazing what taking a little car out there on the track and beating into somebody will do for you. No, I actually try not to beat into people because they're rather expensive.
They are.
So, yeah. Get a hobby. Go ride a bicycle.
I got a bicycle.
I bought a bicycle. Yeah. It's too dang cold to ride right now.
I was actually
it's
riding
19 degrees.
I was riding it earlier in the year, and I was wearing brightly colored stuff. But apparently I wasn't wearing near enough reflectors because a car almost ran over me and then honked at me whenever they had to pass. So,
well...
That's enough about that.
It's not good when there's just silence and there's something brewing up there, but I'm not allowed to say it.
That's
Oh,
That's very good of you. Thank you for holding that in.
So, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about quirks.
Quirks that make you successful. And whenever we talk about these, it's going to piss you off. So let's go ahead and thank Fave Geek, home of your favorite geeks,
Okay.
for sponsoring the show. You can reach them online at www.favegeek.com. That's FAVGEK.com or 256-260-4335. Tell me you heard us on the radio show.
Yeah, that's 260 Geek.
Yes, for you people that can spell. I had a guy one time that came in and he was furious. He was pissed off. He comes in and he has a BlackBerry. And he slams it down on the counter and he goes, you know how hard it is to try to figure out how to spell on a BlackBerry, and your billboard has 260 Geek and your everything has 260, and I'm sitting there going 247, and I'm like, you're nowhere near spelling geek. It's also 4335, and he was so angry.
Also, we printed the numbers underneath it because we knew something like that
I
would
guess
happen.
driving 70 miles an hour down the road, you can't really look at
None of our billboards are where you can go 70, though.
Yeah, they are. You're just not doing it right. So we've all met those people that have the weird quirks that just inevitably make you successful. And so we're going to talk about a couple of them. One, and we've always met, oh man, they piss me off so bad. The can-do attitude. I can do anything you can do better. And it's just, I get it. You got to have a can-do attitude. I can do this. I got this. But take a pill.
You have that attitude.
Well,
as a matter of fact, back whenever you started Fave Geek, well, before it was anything like Fave Geek, when you were doing it all on your own, you approached a doctor and they needed to connect two buildings remotely over.
I had no idea what I was doing. You had no idea,
but you were like, oh yeah, I know all about that. Give me a couple of weeks to come up with a proposal and I'll get that done.
Yeah, I can do that. I spent 2 weeks studying my brains out trying to figure out how all this stuff worked. And then it was all smoke and mirrors.
Oh yeah, because they wanted to do AT&T, which is notorious for wanting to give you the wrong stuff, wanted to do relay. What was it?
They wanted to do an ISDN relay,
and you wanted
it was
T1.
It's an old platform. They wanted to do it on a relay system, and I was like, no, I want to do it on the new T1 system because that's what I read up on, and that's what I knew how it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me rephrase it. I kind of knew how it worked. I didn't really know how it worked. But I ordered all the equipment and sat there and banged my head against the wall for a couple hours, and I figured it out.
That's right.
And now it's nothing. I can do it I know it like the back of my hand.
But see, can-do attitude's a big thing, though. It's a really important thing.
Yeah, but then you get the people that take it to the extreme.
You're talking about the competitors.
Oh yeah,
I can do it better than you.
Yeah. You may be able to take that jump, but watch me take this jump.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump your car on the jump.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why would you do that? Number one, you're going to screw us both up. And number two, you're just an a-hole. I can say that, though. So, but yeah, we've all met the, can-do attitude people. And it's true. You got to have a can-do attitude. Just don't go overboard and be obnoxious with it.
Yeah. And it's easy to do.
Yes, it is. So this is I forgot I can't do that. So I've got my iPad hooked up to my iMac.
It's a second screen.
Yes, it's a second screen. Not because I'm, an Apple fanboy like Jacob, but I really do enjoy it. But you can't scroll on the iPad now. You have to use the trackpad.
You mean you can't touch the iPad to scroll it anymore?
You can. It's just this little hand comes out and smacks you. It's just that, and it doesn't work. So number 2, make crap happen regardless of the obstacles.
You must be reading one of those progressive articles that puts cursing in there.
It is one of those progressive, and it's SH with a asterisk and a T, and so we all know what that is. But make crap happen, regardless of the obstacle. We've had many, many obstacles this year, and you've just got to as my personal trainer loves to say, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yep.
And move on. And there's so much truth to that. You know, you can sit there and dwell on, well, the roof was $250, and now the dog's sick, and that's another $600, and this is, and, you know, money this and money that. And, you know, the truth of the matter is, you just gotta, you can't let that kind of stuff be an obstacle. You gotta get over it.
That's so inspirational.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
I was in the middle of a yawn.
You know, I'm going to make you feel really bad. There was a quadriplegic
I feel really bad.
that I can't remember. They did something, and it was something bad. Like, they broke in somewhere. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Oh, I remember that. He stole a car.
Yeah.
He stole a car.
That is determination above all odds.
He stole a car, and then they went on like a two-state chase or something
it was
like
great.
that. I don't remember the
It was
specifics, but yeah, he stole a car.
I should have snooped that before I let it out, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, snooped it, yeah.
Snooped it, snooped it, snooped it. Number 3. The third thing. Oh, my God. Embracing and rewarding the team wins. So, and we've said this more times than one, you know, there's no one-man show. You know, back in the good old days, whenever you first started, you were a one-man show. Well, guess what? No, you weren't. If you had anyone in your life that supported you, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a wife, a husband, a lover, or whatever. Can I say that on the radio?
Yes, you can.
But if you had someone that supported you, you're not a one-man show. So unless you were birthed of no family and no nothing, you know, unless you know, at 3 just never had anyone, then there's someone you can thank for your success, and there's someone that helped you win. So you should take the time to thank them.
Definitely.
You know, something happened, and they don't get it, or I don't think they do because you didn't really explain it, but you had these little micro pins.
Yeah.
Then they're shorter than an average pen, but whenever you take the lid off and put it back on, it becomes a regular length pen.
Yeah.
It's weird. But you got your first one from he's like a dad to you. Or what was at the time.
Yeah, his name's Leon, and he was the chief's husband of the Native American tribe that we're part of in Gunnersville.
Yes, and he gave it to you as a inspiration to do. You were doing some drawing work and stuff like that, and it was and it wasn't about the money that was spent on it, you know, because the pens are cheap. Yeah, it was about being a token of his appreciation and an inspiration. Right, and so you took that and you gave all the guys at the shop one. And I don't know that they get the significance behind it, but
they didn't in the beginning. But then after I told them that Leon gave my first one to me, they were like, "Oh, I get it now." Like it made more sense because they understand how much he means to me.
Right. So there's someone that helps you,
even if it's just giving you a pen.
Yeah, I mean it can be simple stuff. You know, when they're talking about, you know, the NFL and the NBA and the MLB and the whole women's basketball solopreneurs, it's sports ball. So,
sports ball stuff, right?
Yeah. That's actually kind of funny. Zuckerberg taunted employees with samurai sword. Which reminds me of the plastic PVC swords that you used to like.
They're still around here somewhere. They're still around here somewhere.
Go to battle with your friends, and
it was a lot of fun. We beat the heck out of each other.
Yeah. So this is going to be a great tangent because as soon as I read it, you're going to be like, oh God, never, ever Okay? If you're not listening, tune up. Tune up, turn it up, and listen. Never doubt your gut.
Oh, God.
I told you were going to do that. But how many times have I had a gut feeling about something and you're like, well...
No, I tell you what, though. Let me give you a short story about how this is so true.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. So there are certain customers that walk through the door at Fave Geek, and you just have a gut feeling that they're going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem.
This is going to be trouble.
So...
Well, let's even go something bigger than that. I had a gut feeling that our store manager was going to leave.
You sure did.
And I should have trusted my gut instead of just,
instead of just riding it out.
I should have trusted my gut. But it's never fails. Never, ever fails. If your gut is telling you, hey, this is a bad deal or this is not the right thing to be doing, trust it. It knows so much more than you do. Mm-hmm. Always. So 5, celebrating and encouraging others' success.
You're really bad at that.
I am kind of bad at that.
Your celebration of somebody else's success is like, well, good job. You didn't bleep it up.
Yep. Or, what's that? You bettered yourself. Well, go screw yourself.
It's not. You just don't know how to.
I'm just not good. And, and I get it.
You've gotten much better
I
over the
have
years,
gotten better. But, in the beginning, I wasn't great. I wasn't great at all. I had a employee who was working for me who, went off to, go to work somewhere else. And I was like, so why are you leaving? Oh, it pays more money. Is that the only reason? Oh, yeah. And I was like, well, you're going to hate it. You know that, right? No, I think it'll be good. And dude, within like 3 or 4 weeks, dude man was back and he's like, hey, so it sucked and I quit. And so can I come back? And I was like, no. I've already hired someone to take your place. I'm not going to fire someone because you have a sudden change of heart.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you do need to realize, though. If you have a job and you think it's the worst thing in the world and the grass is greener on the other side.
I can relate to that. I was actually in college at the time, and my mom had just had a very large, very severe panic attack, and she had to take a leave of absence. And I was working in a restaurant that was 30 minutes from my house, and I was going to school that was 30 minutes in the other direction. So to get to work, I had to drive an hour. So I told them that I was going to quit to get a job near my college so that I could just go straight from work to school and vice versa and not have to worry about gas and stuff. I worked there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
Hated it.
Hated every minute of it. And I contacted my boss, actually my boss's wife, because she's the one that did the payroll. And I said, hey, is there any way I can come back? And she said, I never took you off the books. I figured you'd be back after you realized it was going to be terrible.
Wow. The thing about that is, and I'm going to say this and you're going to be like, oh God. So go ahead and prep another one of those oh Gods.
Okay.
The grass always looks greener on the other side because you're not paying enough attention to your own grass.
Oh God.
I know that was a bad thing, right? But it's true. You spend so much time gazing at, the grass on the other side of the fence that you're not growing and fertilizing and, taking care of your own yard.
Yeah, it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying my job.
I had sinus issues today.
The job was good. I mean, I was friends with everyone. It wasn't something that I disliked doing. It's just that it was so far away and I could make what I thought was more money, but it ended up not being more money, and it ended up being terrible, and the people were just god off. Anyway, it was bad. It was bad all the way around. Looked a lot better because of some of the benefits that it could give me, but then it ended up being terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I think that's That's a big issue for most people.
A lot of people, yeah.
A lot of people will look, and some people find great success in moving to another job, and and that's great. There's well, I call her a girl, but she's not really a girl. She's a lady. She's a young lady that works at Starbucks, and she went to college and spent money and years and years and years. And I'm not saying that college is bad, Jacob. Do not quit college. I'm not saying college is bad, but she spent 4 years getting her degree and went to work in the field that she got her degree in, and it was, I don't know, a few months, I guess.
It was about a year.
Was it about a year?
Yeah.
And
but
suddenly she turns back up at Starbucks.
But see, she never quit Starbucks either. She worked at Starbucks during the weekends and
then worked her
regular job.
Her real job.
Yeah,
quote
during
unquote,
the week.
real, and I got air quotes going on for those who can't
We
see.
need something on the radio to signify air quotes, like a gong or something.
So anyway, she was working at Starbucks on the weekends, and she was working a real job during the week. And suddenly one day she shows up at Starbucks during the week. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "Hey, I'm doing nothing. I'm working. What you doing?" And I was like, "Getting coffee. I thought you had, something, And she was like, "Oh, I did. I hated it. I hated every single minute of it. I thought I was going to be, in charge of like personnel and hiring and firing and, doing that sort. No, I dealt with issues, everyone else's issues all day, every day, 40 hours a week. And I hated it." So she went back to Starbucks, probably making half of what she makes in her real job.
I don't know what she was making.
But she enjoys it so much more that she'd rather work at Starbucks than do, her.
She's been promoted.
Her college job.
Yeah, she's been promoted since she got back too, and she's only been back a couple months.
She a shift now?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Moving up the corporate ladder.
That's right.
But and that's just like another young lady that works at Starbucks. She was in management, and she was never so glad to get out.
Oh yeah.
But yet, here's another one that was never so glad to get back in.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what
there's another
who you
person
work with. And,
yeah, there's another person that works there, Shannon, who has, I think she's got a master's in biochemistry.
Yep.
And works there.
Yep.
Because she would rather work there. She's got another job that she does part time.
Really?
Doing the biochemistry stuff, whatever it is she does. Yeah.
Wow. And then Starbucks full time.
Starbucks
is. I other than the whole standing on your feet for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I think I would enjoy it.
It's nice not having to make decisions like you do every day in the jobs that we have.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would enjoy it. If my coffee isn't right, okay, let me make you another one.
Yeah, that's easy.
It's not like, hey,
my business is failing.
Yeah, my business is failing. Fix it. I have no consistent marketing, anything.
And then whenever you give them the advice, they don't do it anyway.
Oh man, that's the annoying thing. You get people, and
I want to bring up something else though. You were talking about grass is greener on the other side.
Yes.
Those people that job hop every 6 months, every 3 months, every year.
Are you talking about Jacob?
I'm talking about, there was a lady that used to work for us.
Sorry, Jacob.
That job hopped for a long time before she got to Fave Geek. And
oh, yes.
because she would change jobs like she changed clothes. It was like every week you would talk to her and she'd say, "Oh no, I'm working here now," or "I'm working there now, I'm working there now."
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that I grew up with. He had a new job. I mean, he's done everything. Right now he's working as a radiologist. But he's done.
Yes, he's hopped around all over the place.
Fast food, Walmart. At one point, he was a grave digger. At one point, he worked at a cabinetry place. I mean, he didn't care where he got his money from as long as he got money.
Wow, a grave digger. I don't know that I could be. I could be a gold digger.
You are a gold digger,
but not a grave digger. Oh my God, that was bad. That was so bad. So we should probably move on to our next topic
Yeah.
of conversation, which is...
It's technology who needs it because...
Oh, yes.
So I've had my phone now for going on 2 years. May will be 2 years.
Don't think I don't hear about that every day.
I don't think you do.
I do.
Okay. I don't talk about it.
My phone's broke. My phone. Hang on. I'll look that up on my phone. My phone.
Okay. So so I've had my phone going on 2 years now, and it's an Android phone, and it's been getting all of the updates that Google's been pushing out, and it's gotten to the point that it'll work about 30% of the time, and then the other 60, 70%, it's just...
I see you say that doesn't make up 100. You know that, right?
Math, not my strong point. But it just stops working. It stops responding. I can't touch the screen. I can't turn it off. I can't do anything. It just
you
stops.
can't touch the screen. It just don't work.
Right, nothing happens. But
it works 30% of the time, and then 60% of the time it don't work, and then the other 10% of the time I don't know where it's at. I've misplaced it.
So the thing is,
I'm bad.
It just stops working. But I rely on that phone like I would anything else. That's my personal assistant. It holds all of my contacts. It holds all of my calendar entries. I need that phone to function.
It's like my lungs. I gotta have it. I almost got coffee in my lungs, which I totally deserve for being a jackhole. Well, I'm like that with my iPad. I can't, if I know I'm going to the office, I can leave my iPad here, because I've got a computer at the office and I'm okay.
Right.
But if I'm in the studio or in the house or whatever, I gotta have my iPad. I gotta have it with me in case I gotta look something up.
You have that iPad with you every time I see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a shower the other day.
Well, I don't know about all that. But I know I've seen you, you don't go to Fave Geek without it.
Nope. But now, on the flip side there, I don't carry a laptop anywhere.
No.
My laptop stays at the office.
You used to carry it with you everywhere, but then you realized that you could do pretty much all that you needed to do with that iPad.
Well, it's not like I'm going to break out, a hardcore Excel spreadsheet at Starbucks,
Start grinding away at that Excel.
Hey, I'm gonna grind away at these numbers for just a second. I'm going to need another shot of espresso.
The people that go to Starbucks to conduct business.
Oh, man.
As a business.
They annoy me. They piss me off so bad. The people, I went to Starbucks the other day, and now I get it. If you're just meeting someone, okay.
Right.
I get it. But I went into Starbucks the other day, and this lady had her laptop set up. She had her, you could tell her cell phone was her business phone, and she had two tables shoved together, and she had paperwork spread out on one side.
Right.
And so her phone rings, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let me pull your file." And she starts digging through and I'm like, "You're at work at Starbucks. Go home."
Well, no, we've talked about this in the past. Starbucks always wants to be your third place. You've got your home, you've got your work, and then you've got your third place.
Somebody should leave their work at their
work.
other place.
But, to get a different perspective on certain problems, you go to a different spot. I mean, physically moving from one place to another, you can have an epiphany on the way. Or once you sit down, you've got things organized in a different way. So it's like, oh, it's right here. I see it. It's perfect.
Well, we've done that on more than one occasion where, we're driving down the road and I'll be like, oh, I got it.
Yep.
And it's something stupid. We'll pass, a big iron skillet. And ain't that in North Carolina? The world's largest frying pans?
I have no idea.
I seen it one time. We got a lot of rockets up here. But, remember the gigantic peach?
Well, that was in Georgia.
It was a water tower.
Yeah.
And it was gigantic. If that peach had come loose, man, it'd been bad.
Yep, it would
But
have.
I had an epiphany when I seen it. I was like, I know what I want for dinner. But no, we've done that several times where we've been, on the road going somewhere, or in between service calls, on our way to the next one, and suddenly I've just got to, I know how I need to do that.
Yep.
So, yeah. But that's off of our technology topic.
Well, it's sort of, yeah. But the other thing is there's this guy that goes to Starbucks to do all of his calling. He's a local business owner. He's a brick reclamation guy. So anytime they tear down a building, he goes in and he takes out all of the good bricks and resells them.
Okay. Is there a market for that?
Apparently there is. And he gets a ton of money for these reclaimed bricks.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business.
It's like reclaimed wood,
Really? Yeah, I was looking at a reclaimed wood conference table at one time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, barnwood conference table. I was like, hey, it looks pretty. I want one.
How much was it?
Like $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it weighed like 900 pounds. I'm on the third floor and it wouldn't fit in the elevator.
Yeah, it would
I
have
ain't
to
toting
go
them
up the stairs.
No. No, and see, here's the thing. When you buy it, you assume somebody's going to bring it in for you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm picturing, 3 or 4, fairly well-built men carrying this thing up the stairs. Well, that's all fine and good. Until I decide I want to move somewhere and I don't want to be there anymore. Who's going to tote it down those stairs?
That's when you hire someone to do that.
Excuse me, I need about 4 strapping young lads to tote a gigantic table down the stairs. Or you take it apart.
Yeah. We've done that in the past.
Did we do that to the glass table that's in there now?
One of them.
One of them? Did
we
we break
have-
the other one? No, we only had one.
We only had the one.
Yeah,
We took the legs off
Yeah.
and moved in.
yeah.
But-
That thing's heavy. You wouldn't think a
Well,
glass
it's a solid
table-
sheet of tempered glass.
Eh,
So
okay. So, anyway, technology. Side tangent?
yeah, side tangent. I was just going over how technology has hampered us as well as being the savior of us. Before my cell phone, I would have had to use client's phone. If I go on site, I'd have to use a client's phone to call into dispatch and get all the information that I had.
Oh, man, you've never had to do that, though.
Yeah. The
Didn't you?
first couple of years that I was here, I had a cell phone, but I couldn't store anything in it. I mean, it was a candy bar phone.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then we went to the Windows mobile phone, and that wasn't great either.
but it was better. I mean,
was
at least
better.
I had a calendar that worked properly.
True. Now, I mean, all of our stuff is online. Our tickets are online.
Yeah.
You
That's a
updating
lot
ticket
better.
details online. I mean, we use...
I can use my phone to update the service tickets.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's amazing at how things have changed. I mean, when I first started Fave Geek with multiple... Well, not even Fave Geek, before Fave Geek, with multiple technicians, I'll tell you how we used to do it.
Paper.
Call would come in, and my secretary at the time would type it up and hit print, and it would print on carbon copied paper
Triplicate, right?
in triplicate on a dot matrix printer. Ring, 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 ring. And then, yep, I did that. Ring, 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 and it was cool at the time, I think. It wasn't cool. But anyway, the technician would take that piece of paper. Would you stop that?
I'm sorry.
You're over there going, I'm yawning.
I am.
But anyway, the technician would take that piece of paper,
It's too cold outside.
and I know, really. So he would take that piece of paper to the service call with him, and he would manually fill it out with what time he got there and what time he left, and have somebody sign it, and then he'd make notes on it, and then he would bring that service ticket back, and we would update the ticket platform, which was local.
It was terrible.
It was
is what
terrible, but it was local. It was on the local machines, and what you just look at you go.
My butt's hurting. I'm having to change my chair.
Oh, you need a better chair than that anyway. We got a Habitat for Humanity and buy another one.
Oh, the restore, yeah.
But then he would bring it back and manually key it into the ticketing system, and then from the ticketing system print another copy of that ticket with all the times and dates.
An
and
updated
all the,
copy, yeah.
And then give that to the secretary, and then the secretary would key that into QuickBooks and then print an invoice and then print a copy of the service ticket and mail it to the client.
Oh my God, so much paper waste.
Oh man, we wasted
so much paper.
Man, I
waste.
killed so many trees. It's not even funny. I mean, they've started finding me for it. But I mean, we would print triplicate service forms. Then we come back and key it in. Then we print that, and then we print the invoice, and then we mail everything.
I'll tell you what
Then we got fancy. We got a fax machine. But guess what?
Still got to have paper.
We still had to print it to send it to the fax machine.
Yeah.
And then we got WinFax and thought we were just pooping in high cotton.
No, I'll tell you what I remember the most from those days, because I came in not long after that. I remember whenever we started getting dispatched to all the different places that we had to go, and this was before Google Maps. It was before GPS.
Oh my God!
So we would
used
print
to
out
MapQuest that stuff. Dude, do you remember printing turn-by-turn directions from here to? Was it the 12 service where we went all the way through Mississippi and down to Maribor Beach, Florida?
We started up in Illinois and we went all the way down through Mississippi and down to Maribor Beach, Florida.
We had 40-something pages of turn-by-turn directions. And we'd make it to our first location, then rip it off and be like, okay, well, we've made it there. And we just literally followed turn-by-turn directions off of these sheets of paper.
Yeah.
God forbid we'd gotten lost, because we'd have never
We'd have never
found ourselves. I mean, it would have been bad. But, and do you remember, speaking of that, because man.
Yeah, you'd forgotten about that. Rand McNally was our friend. We had a giant atlas in the back seat,
Oh,
too.
man. Do you remember going up to Coffee County, Georgia?
The first time?
And the roads are not numbered. They are numbers and letters.
Yeah,
and I'm like, who used the alphabet?
Yeah, I remember that.
But it's like, get on Highway H1. And I'm like, does that correspond to H1 on Rand McNally or what?
Yeah. It was so weird.
Oh, man.
It was the first time I'd ever had to drive anywhere that had lettered streets instead of numbered streets.
But speaking of lettered streets, though, Mississippi.
Mississippi doesn't even name their roads.
We got one place.
There were portions of the interstate that had dirt and gravel on it.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't that bad, but it's pretty bad. Hang on. I have to sneeze, but it went away. I was so going to pause it. But I lost it.
All right, well, I think we should thank a sponsor real quick since we're in the middle of this rant.
Yes, we are. Thanks to the Purple Tie, where we inspire success. Find us online at www.thepurpletie.org, and you can call us at 256-585-6425. You can also leave a message on there for the radio show if you want.
Sure can.
But anyway, dirt roads in Mississippi, they are a real thing.
There were turns off of the interstate straight onto dirt roads.
Yeah, like you got to the end of the exit ramp and it was dirt.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, who needs an exit here? Farmer John is not bringing the tractor to the interstate. But yeah, I mean, it was bad. You know, we went.
See, this is another thing. This is another time where technology could have saved us, because this is before we ever got GPS.
Oh man, I remember our first GPS.
The TomTom that we nicknamed Mikey.
Yep, and we had the British accent.
It was a specialty accent that we got with
a lifetime membership or something.
Yeah, or something like that. It was very strange.
But and in Mississippi, normally it's like recalculating. Make a U-turn. You've missed your turn. You've missed your turn. Make a U-turn. Turn around. In Mississippi, he was just like, yon. Thanks, Mikey. But
once we got away from the actual...
and there was places that the cell phone didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, bars were not to be had. Period. The little antenna even went away. It's like, hey, we're going to just take this antenna away because there are no bars, and there won't be for several miles.
It was very strange. It was surreal even, because we would go for miles and miles and miles, and we wouldn't see any cars. We wouldn't see any exits. We wouldn't see any development.
No.
It was very surreal.
No, you'd see hey, speaking of surreal, I see my very first tumbleweed in Alabama. I was driving out, and I'm in a fairly large city. I mean, it's not Memphis or Nashville or nothing, but I mean it's a fairly large city, and it's a 4-lane road, and there's just a tumbleweed in the middle of the thing, just tumbling down there, and I'm like, when did we get tumbleweeds in Alabama?
We probably had them for a while, and we've just never noticed them.
Maybe they're out in the country. That's where they normally stay. But yeah, man, you never feel so alone until you lose your cell phone signal.
Yeah, especially on the interstate. I remember whenever we were driving through Mississippi to get to Louisiana on 10. You remember?
Oh, man.
We got on that, what is it called? 18-mile bridge or something like that?
8-mile bridge or something. Anyway, it's a lot of bridge over a lot of water. Your mom would have had a fit.
Yeah.
Because your mom don't like bridges.
No, she doesn't.
And water. I'm not sure why.
She's got a fear. That's her fear.
That's her fear.
Yep.
Mine are dust bunnies. I'm afraid of them. Have you seen them things? They're everywhere. But, I think we lost cell phone signal for like an hour.
Yeah.
While we were on the end. I'm like, okay, so if you broke down, what would you do?
Well, I don't know if you remember this or not, but there were exits that led down to little pads of land.
That had a phone, had a little phone booth.
No, there was a gas station down there on one of them.
Where were we that had the gas station in the middle of the highway?
I think we were in Florida.
In the middle of the interstate. There was the interstate split, and there was a huge median with a gas station in the middle
and
of it.
A McDonald's. Yeah.
Leave it to you to remember the McDonald's.
That's the only reason I remember it.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember it because it was weird.
Yeah, I remember because it was weird too. But I mean, it was the McDonald's made it memorable. It's something that I remember,
Them golden arches.
That's right.
So what other
branding?
We're going to talk about branding. Speaking of branding, though, and I don't know how we're side tangenting all over the place right now, but branding, I've seen more stuff come across my desk in the last, I guess, 2 months that their branding is all over the place. Like their business card looks...
What do you mean they? Who's they?
Well, and I don't want to name them off because,
So it's not McDonald's is what I'm asking.
It's not McDonald's. It's like little businesses.
Yeah.
But their business card is... one of them is... It kind of looks like an old-fashioned script font.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like an old Western-type card. Uh-huh. But then their company logo and stuff looks nothing like it. Like it's all modern and stuff.
That's not good.
No, they used Vistaprint.
Oh,
which we hate Vistaprint.
I don't hate Vistaprint. I hate the fact that they don't give any boundaries for their people that use them that don't know anything.
I hate that they don't have a thing that comes back and rate the business card. Like once you've designed it, we're going to look at it and rate it for you.
There needs to be a sort of, how we started off with spell check and then we've moved on to grammar check. Yeah. They need to have a design check. You've used more than 14 fonts on this business card. You need to scale it back,
Hey, we really would suggest that you hold off on that font because it's not going to look good. And then, by the way, you've used black and red as a font color. It's not going, you've used a black background with a red font. It's probably not going to print very well.
Right.
And you're probably not going to be able to read it very well. So, just some common sense stuff. And, don't make your, business card look like a 14-year-old, teenage boy designed it. And then, but you sell dresses.
Yeah.
What is this? You've got a card that looks like you're a rock band, but you actually sell dresses.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, and have some consistent marketing. If you're going to do
consistency is a big thing.
If you're going to have a brochure and, an information pad or whatever, make sure that it matches. Make sure that it's consistent. I mean, What are you doing?
I was just laughing at you. It's like, oh, well, you're about to sneeze again. Nope, gonna keep going.
No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go until I just sneeze all over this microphone. Y'all might want to watch out because if it spikes, it's going to be bad. But yeah, so consistency in marketing. I don't know how we got off on that.
That's all right.
Side tangent, but it is a side tangent. The other thing that I've seen lately that I'm just like, why would you do that? Is you've got, one design for your business, and then you wrap your car, and it looks like something totally different.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
And I'm just like, why? Why did you wrap your car in yellow bubble wrap?
Oh. That reminds me, not the yellow bubble wrap, the rest of it. Y'all hear him? He's trying his best not to sneeze.
I'm trying not to sneeze, y'all. That sneeze is going to be bad.
I had a client, a former client. He hasn't been a client in about a year, maybe a year and a half. And I helped him get a website URL that he had been wanting.
Yes.
And it was 6 or 7 characters long. It was perfect, right? And then he just lets it go.
Man.
He didn't pay for it. He canceled his hosting. He did all the stuff I told him not to do. And then like 6 months later, he buys a different domain that's longer, and it's still sort of like the other one, but not exactly. And he sets it up with forwarding and free hosting. And yeah, I mean, you can't. And I haven't talked to him since I found out about it, but I'm going to have to sit him down and just be like, hey, listen, you can't keep changing your website. You changed it twice. You changed it 3 times in 3 years. You can't do that and have any sort of, marketing and ranking, and it's bad.
Well, and then, do you print it on all, has he printed it on all of his marketing material?
Well, his old one was.
And that's the other thing that grinds my gears. If you've changed a phone number, or if you've changed your website address, print new business cards.
Do not mark it out.
Don't mark it out and
put it in there.
No. I went through the same thing whenever I started the Purple Tie, because originally the Purple Tie was thepurpletie.co.co. And everybody was like, oh, you forgot the M.com, didn't you? No. .co was a thing. Look it up. But then the deal breaker for me was I tried to type in thepurpletie.co one time, and Google and a couple other search engines automatically changed it to com. So I was like, okay, I'm done. We're now the purpletie.org. And
it was better in the long run anyway.
Yeah, and people think of org as organization, and that's really, what we're more of an organization than we are a company, because we do help people without necessarily getting money.
Yeah, that's happened a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I'm a mentor through SCORE.
Yeah.
And I have recently thought about maybe not being a mentor through SCORE, because the
requests that you've been getting. So since I'm sort of your second in command, I'm sort of the technology guy. I get to help you decide whether we want to help or not. And you've had some really weird requests.
I had somebody ask me the other day, can I start without a business license?
The technical answer is yes.
Yeah, the technical, yeah. You can, but it's not a good idea, because whenever they catch you, they will quickly put you out of business.
Well, you know what else is going to put us out of business?
The time left in this show, because it's like, I don't know, I see the line coming up. It's almost over. Y'all guys, we've enjoyed it. If you found the contents of this show encouraging or enlightening, we would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The Purple Tie Co. Head on over to Facebook, facebook.com/The Purple Tie. Give us a big thumbs up. Find us on the web? Yeah, on the web at www.thepurpletie.org. And remember, no matter what you do this week, ask yourself, what are you doing to earn your purple tie?
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.